open the meeting this morning, and we'll, if you please stand, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, a quick comment. Please remember our service men and women are out there today serving our country so that we can sit here and be free. So, again, I hope they're in everybody's prayers. Thank you. The first item on the actual agenda would be to consider the approval of the minutes for the August 21st, 2014 meeting. Do I have a motion?
I have reviewed the minutes and would motion that they be approved as presented.
Second that.
We have a second. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Next item on the agenda is consider the register of claims totaling $2,284,568,096.
Reviewed the claims, and that number matches, so I would recommend approval.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Under old business, we have no old business. Under new business, we'll have the agreement between the Muncie Sanitary District and Lockmore Corporation LLC, and Jeffrey DeWitt is here. I think, Jeffrey, could you come forward and just give us a little brief on exactly what we're going to be doing here?
Sure. Basically, this is a second contract with Muncie Sanitary District that we've had recently. We originally looked at a wetland storage facility as it relates to your long-term control plan or the revision process that you're going through currently on the long-term control plan. That study that we completed was, I think, pretty well received, and it looks like some components of that system that we laid out could be incorporated into the long-term control plan. So this contract is basically for us to start attending some of the brainstorming sessions and give feedback as to how our plan could relate to the bigger picture of the long-term control plan.
Okay, Mike, do you want to comment at all on why we're doing this? And this is, as you say, a part of our long-term control plan. And Mike, I'll probably just let you explain it a little bit, okay?
When it rains, we get more flow come into our wastewater treatment plant that we can treat. So we have a bypass out in front, and we're allowed to do this. It's all IDEM standard that overflows into the river. This would be a facility between the system and the plant that would catch a lot of that flow and treat a lot of that flow through wetland technology. And Jeff's group did probably the largest one in the state in Washington, Indiana, I believe.
That's correct. That was completed a couple years ago and has been in operation for a couple years, and we've been collecting data on that system. And those are the kind of things that we're going to be sharing with the group as we get more involved.
So
there was some visionary board leadership years ago that bought up 30 acres or so next to the treatment plant.
Thank you.
Where we could put this, where we could build this.
It actually is true. We bought land over by our plant behind the cemetery, and for just as an amateur, where it's going to be as a large holding area for stormwater, and then will be fed back into our system. And this will save us a lot of money, save taxpayers or ratepayers money. So we're doing everything we can within the guidelines of IDEM to actually keep the rates down as low as we possibly can, and this is a large part of that process.
Right. Yeah. Basically using, the natural features there, the low depression that currently exists, rather than building big concrete tanks and things like that. The study showed significant cost savings to some of the other alternatives.
That's exactly. That sums it up. So
It'll be both storage and treatment. So
yes,
a natural wetland treatment. So, which goes year round. These plants still uptake the nutrients even when it's freezing out. And,
yeah, there's the technology. Like a lot of things in wastewater treatment, is more of an art than science a lot of times. And as more of these systems get built, more data is being collected, and the technology just continues to prove itself to be effective.
But we sure help, can use your help on this, so thank you very much.
Similar use at Washington, so you got some real-life data that we can learn off of.
Correct.
When you do it here at Muncie.
That's correct.
I guess this then agreement does nothing but further the studying of this
Yes.
accurately. So
Yes. We're, I know Mike had a meeting with IDEM last week, and this option looks to be still viable, so we're just refining what was done in the study.
Any questions?
This will probably be designed and built within the next 2 to 5 years, I would say. If obviously, it's cost-effective and IDEM blesses it to make it part of our plan.
Very good. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions? If not, do we have a motion to approve the agreement between the district and Lechmar
I think
Group?
we've had legal review on this.
Yeah.
So I would move
A couple
approval.
minor changes, but nothing
Nothing major?
significant,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you. Did you make a
I would
motion?
make a motion.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. The next item on our agenda is a public comment, so anybody who would like to address the board on any subjects can come forward if they would. I just ask that you come up to the podium and give us your name and your address, please. And we have a 3-minute limit, but, if you run over a little bit, nobody's going to, ring a bell or gong or something, so we just, if you could, just keep it. No, that won't happen at all, so.
My name is Betty Deckard. I now live in Richmond, Indiana, 1111 Danbury Lane. I appreciate all of your time you give me today. I'll just give you a brief background. This, I'm sure, will be a small problem to you, but it's a large one for me. My husband and I were selling a house here in Muncie on contract. I think it started early 2012 to Calvin and Robin Gillum. This past winter, my husband and I went to Florida to spend some time down there. I'm sorry.
It's okay, take your time, ma'am.
While we were down there, Calvin decided to walk away from the house. You know what this past winter here in Indiana was like. We were not notified in any way. Our cell phones were with us at all times, and Calvin knew both of our numbers. My husband of 53 years became ill while in Florida. Within a 10-day period, he was hospitalized and died February the 22nd of this year. When I came back to Indiana, I had many expenses: hospital, medical, and funeral expenses. Then while I was trying to get ends, making financial ends meet, and adjusting my different life that was ahead of me, I received a mail from the Muncie Sanitation District, a delinquent notice, a bill for $6,584.01. What a shock. I have always paid my bills, but I come before you today to ask for some consideration in this large bill, which I had nothing to do with. It was Calvin's bill dropped on me because he walked away and let the pipes freeze and didn't even acknowledge the bills he was sent. He knew, walking away, He knew he was walking away, so why didn't he have the water shut off and the pipes drained? He knew they would freeze. I have tried to make payments. I have made 4 so far. I tried to contact Calvin many times, and he would not answer his phone, nor return calls that I left on his voicemail. So I'm just,
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do, ma'am, is we're going to work with you on this, and if it was the pipes that broke, we by law can give adjustments to that. And so what we'll do is we'll meet with you after this meeting, and we'll work with you on this bill here, okay? I understand what your situation is. I'm awful sorry, but we're awful sorry about your husband, and you're going through a lot right now. Is this the house that was being rented to the state, or is this a different house or a different building?
no,
Okay.
no.
Well, I'll tell
One
you.
that we owned and.
Yeah,
sold
okay.
to him.
Well, if you could, every after the meeting, just stay around and we'll get with you on this, ma'am,
Thank
okay?
you for your time.
Well, certainly. Is there anybody else who'd like to address the board?
Tricia L. Hellis, Hellis,
And you're,
2900 South Mock Avenue,
thank
Muncie.
you, thank you, ma'am.
I actually came today to speak with Dave Smith about a sewage bill that I got in the mail, and it needs to be taken care of, and then I found out he was in a meeting and now here. I'm giving a number that I have to have looked up and ran off by you and give me a copy to see what it is. Account 128-000-2000. I wanted to get this taken care of right away. I understand the sanitary district and changing all of this over is in a big time, I call it a mess, trying to get everything changed over, and I know it's a problem, and it needs to be taken care of when you have a problem right away to get it off and get it corrected. So I will wait around to speak with him. I would like for him to print off that for me when he leaves the meeting.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there anything else that anybody want to come up to speak? Anybody, anything to the board? No? With that, we will close the board, and the next regular scheduled meeting will be Thursday, the 18th of September, same place, 10:30. Thank you, everybody.